So this is what I woke up to this morning. 3 LinkedIn posts, 3 YouTube video concepts, and a full content digest, all sitting in Notion ready to go. I didn't write any of it. Claude Code scraped X and YouTube overnight, analyzed what's trending in my space, and generated all of this in my voice, matched my content pillars using my hook formulas. Look at this. It's not generic slop. It's based on a real tweet from Anthropic yesterday that got 10,000 likes, and it turned that into a contrarian take that sounds like me. It took me a couple of hours to build this pipeline, but then I turned the whole thing into a reusable Claude Code skill, so you don't need those couple hours. You install it, answer a few questions about your business, and it builds the entire system for you. Today, we're going to load that skill and build this from scratch. Here's what the skill sets up for you. Scrapers for X and YouTube, a Notion workspace with 3 databases, and a content generation engine that writes drafts calibrated to your audience, your pillars, your voice. All you need is a free Appify account, a Notion account, and Claude Code. First thing, fresh folder, nothing in it. Next, let's fire up Claude Code and install the skill. You can find the URL in the description. Skill installed. This just gave Claude Code the blueprint for building our entire pipeline. Think of it like hiring a contractor who already knows the floor plan. You just tell them what you want in each room. To invoke the skill, we'll need to exit Claude Code and go back in. Now we have the / command ready to go. Let's hit tab to complete and hit enter. This skill is now going to start a detailed interview to understand everything there is about me. Round 1, business and audience. What's your business and offer? Who's your ideal customer? What makes you different? And what platform do you create content for? I've gone ahead and answered all 4 questions. If you're following along, you'll do this for your own specific industry. Let's hit enter. And now we're at round 2, content strategy. It's going to ask me what my content pillars are, what hook formulas work in your niche if you already have them, what's your voice and your tone, and do you have any proprietary frameworks or methodologies? I've gone ahead and answered those questions. If you're following along, you'll have done this for your own business. Finally, the last round, monitoring and setup. Once we answer these questions, Claude Code will have everything that it needs to know to build out this entire pipeline for us. It's going to ask us to provide some Twitter accounts and some YouTube channels that we want to monitor. And the reason we're using Twitter and YouTube is that both of these platforms tend to surface breaking news the fastest. Finally, it's going to ask us how many drafts we want per day, and if you already have Appify and Notion accounts. Since I'm building this for an AI channel, let's go ahead and follow OpenAI, Sam Altman, Anthropic CEO, and Peter Steinberger, the creator of OpenClaw, just for fun. There's our Twitter accounts. Now let's go ahead and drop in some YouTube accounts as well. Let's choose these 3 channels, World of AI, Nate Herc, and Jack Roberts. You can add as many accounts as you need, but the recommended number is about 10 or 11 because otherwise you're going to have way too many ideas to choose from. I'm going to tell it that I want 3 LinkedIn posts, 3 YouTube concepts, and 1 newsletter every single day. And yes, I do have an Appify and Notion account. And in case you don't, I'm going to walk you through how to set up each one. All right, here's a summary based on the answers that we gave. Everything looks good, so let's say confirmed. Now what this is doing is it's creating a full content research pipeline. It's creating individual scrapers for X and YouTube. It's also creating a persistent memory system so that it knows what content it's already scraped. And this is really important because let's say you ran the script today, and then when you run the script again tomorrow, and the same result comes back in the scrape, you don't want that same idea to be generated in your pipeline. Now that the pipeline scripts are done, it's generating the 3 strategy documents in parallel. Now here's where it gets interesting. This is your content strategy document. The skill just wrote it based on your answers. It's got your audience profile, your positioning, content pillars, hook formulas, example posts, and even a voice and tone guide. This is what Claude reads every morning before generating your content. It's the reason the output doesn't sound like generic AI. It sounds like you, based on the inputs that you gave. Now, the really cool thing about the skill that we're using is that it can actually generate other skills for us, and that's what it just did. it went ahead and generated a YouTube scriptwriter skill for us. This is a full Claude Code skill that understands your content pillars and generates an entire YouTube script for you based on the topics it finds. And quick pause. If you're finding this useful, I put out a short insight every week on applying AI systematically in your business. The link is in the description. And if you want to work through your specific implementation with me directly, there's a link there too. All right, now let's keep going. All files have been generated and the pipeline is fully scaffolded. So we have our content strategy, we have the YouTube scriptwriter skill, we have the daily pipeline skill, and this is the / command that we'll use to execute the skill every single morning, as well as all of the scraping tools, Twitter, YouTube, and most importantly, deduplication. There are a few things that we need to do that the skill couldn't do for us. Number one, we have to install dependencies. So let's go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to make a new tab in the terminal. We're in the same folder. Let's go ahead and paste that command and run it. This is going to install any additional pieces of software required to run this entire pipeline. While we're waiting for that to happen, let's go ahead and grab the Apify token, the Notion token, and set up a Notion page to create the databases. To get your Apify token, log in to console.apify.com. On the left side, come down to Settings, go to API and Integrations, and copy your API key. Next, come back to the terminal, grab this piece of code, come back into your new tab, paste this, and after the echo and the opening quotation mark, paste in your API key, close the quotation mark, and hit enter to save. Now you'll see that we're getting an error, and that's because we're already in the pipeline directory. So I'm just going to cd ... out of the directory and run the same command. Done. Next, we have to grab the Notion token. Now for this, there's a couple of steps that we have to do. First, I'm going to go into Notion and actually go ahead and create a new page. And I'm going to call this page YT Pipeline. We need to create one page to start because when we create that API key will have access to a specific page. Now, I don't want to give it access to my entire Notion dashboard. I only want to give it access to a specific page and let it create subpages inside that. From here, open up the sidebar, go to Settings, go to Connections, scroll down, and click on Develop or Manage Connections. Now on the left side, go to Internal Integrations. You see that I already have mine set up here. Let me go ahead and create a new one. Now I'm going to call it YT Pipeline. Under Associated Workspace, choose the workspace that you're using. I'm going to click Create, and then go to Configure Integration Settings. Go to Content Access, click Edit Access, and search for that page that you just made. Click on the page, hit Save, go back to Configuration, and then we're going to need to get this API key. So I'm going to click Show, and obviously I'm going to have to delete this once the video is done. Now back in the terminal, let's copy this command, paste it in, copy, and paste it in here. Hit Enter, and you'll see that both of these things have been saved. Perfect. Now we can go back to Claude Code, and now you'll see that we actually have to create some pages inside Notion. So let's copy, come back to the next tab, hit Paste, and all we have to do is actually go ahead and grab that page ID. It's already going to pull the API key from that file that we just saved. So we just need the page ID. Now to find the page ID, you're going to need to open this new page that you made in a web browser. So let's go ahead and click Copy Link, open it in a browser, and you'll have to be logged in. And if you go to the address bar, you'll see the page name, and then after that hyphen, all the characters that come after that is the page ID that you want to grab. So copy, come back to the terminal, paste it in, and hit Enter. This is going to go ahead and create those databases inside Notion for us. Once this is done, when we open up Notion, we'll see that there are some databases ready and populated for us. So here we are in Notion, and we'll see that we have a daily digest database, a content drafts database, and an idea archive database, all ready to be filled in with content ideas. All right, now that everything is built, all we need to do is exit out of Claude Code, come back in, and see if we can run the daily pipeline skill. Let's come back into Claude Code, type in / and see if we can find that skill. So Claude is unable to find it, and that's probably because the skill file is there, but it hasn't registered it yet. Let's go ahead and tell Claude to find the daily pipeline skill and install it. So I'm going to tell Claude Code that I just added a new skill called daily pipeline, not pipeline generator, which we already have. Find it and install it. Hit enter. So it found the skill. It's installing it by moving it to the Claude skills directory, and the daily pipeline skill is now installed. Let's exit out, come back in, and run the daily pipeline. You'll see that the / command is there. Hit tab and enter. Now this is the moment of truth. It's going to go ahead and scrape X, scrape YouTube, and come back with a whole bunch of ideas ready for me to work on. So it found 5 X posts and 15 YouTube videos. Awesome. It's checking against existing ideas just to make sure there are no duplicates. It's now generating all of the files, and once the files are generated, it's going to push them into Notion. So if you go over to Notion, you'll see that the daily digest, the content drafts, and the idea archive are all currently blank. Once Claude Code is done with its work, it's going to push everything to Notion, and we'll have everything there ready to go. That's LinkedIn Draft 1, LinkedIn Draft 2, and if we come into Notion, we should see that all of these drafts have now appeared. Incredible. We have 3 YouTube concepts, 3 LinkedIn posts, all matched to a specific content pillar. Let's open one up and see what's up. Awesome. And we also have a daily digest of everything that it scraped on that day. In just a few minutes, we went from an empty folder to a fully automated content pipeline. The skill asked me questions, built everything, and now Notion has a morning briefing with ready-to-post content. Tomorrow morning, I just have to paste that one command again, and it happens again. Fresh data, fresh drafts, and no repeats. So what do we actually build here? Not a chatbot, not a prompt you copy-paste, but a system. It watches trending topics every day, it analyzes what's actually performing, and it generates content that's calibrated to your audience, your voice, and your strategy. And the best part is the skill handles the entire setup. You don't have to worry about a single thing. Finally, one / command runs it for you every morning. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like, and do remember to subscribe to the channel for more AI and automation content.